Hello bookworms! Today I'm here with my May TBR video. I kind of started saying this in my last video, my wrap-up video, but I felt like it was more something that I should say here. So last month I ended up reading a lot of books that were ARCs because I had to read them and review them. This month I decided that I really want to focus on books that I really want to read. I'm making it a priority to read these books, and they're all books that I think I'm going to love. I'm anticipating that May will probably be one of my best reading months because I'm just gonna be in love with everything that I pick up. I have so many great books in my TBR, and some of them are ones that I have meant to get to before this, but I haven't yet because, again, sometimes you gotta read ARCs. So anyway, these are the things that I'm going to read in May. Starting number one again with Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This is my absolute number one priority in May. I am gonna read it ASAP, and I'm really hoping that I will finish it before BEA, but if not, I have the Kindle version as well, so I'll be able to read on the plane, and that'll be great. And I need to know the ending of this, and I feel like this month is also kind of going to be a month of conclusions and finishing series. I finished a lot of series last month, and I want to just stay on that bandwagon. I think I've completed 5 series this year so far, and I'm up to date on 9 series, which is great. So I'm really hoping that I'll just keep that momentum up, and this one, I'm just so in love with this story. I'm so excited. Then I will be reading A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, which is the second book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. Obviously this book has not yet come out, but it's coming out on Tuesday, and I cannot wait to have it in my life. It's going to be much longer than the first book, but I can't wait. I'm so excited. I feel like there are such long books that I'm picking for this month, but I know that I love these stories, so I just can't wait. And the second book is actually going to be more of a Hades and Persephone's retelling, which is really, really cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Sarah J. Maas is going to be doing with that one. And again, don't want to spoil any of the story, but I really loved the first book. I know there are a lot of people that have issues with it, but it's my favorite Sarah J. Maas book so far. So I'm into this series, and I'm really anticipating it. A Court of Mist and Fury is probably in my top 3 most anticipated books of the year. The top 3 being A Court of Mist and Fury, The Raven King, which I read and adored, and The Rose and the Dagger, which I also read and adored. So I'm glad that I got these books in these months. It just makes me so happy. But anyway, I'll move on to the next one. The next one that I have is The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chosky. I can't say her last name, I'm sorry. But this is actually another Hades and Persephone retelling, and I love this cover. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm just really excited to read it. It actually came out right at the end of last month, and it was one of the ones that I was planning on reading right away, but then they changed the release date for The Rose and the Dagger, so obviously I had to read that right away, and also The Raven King came out that day, so I had to read that right away. So then this one got pushed back a little bit, but it's still very high to the top of my TBR. Then I'm going to be reading An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is probably one of my most embarrassing unread books because I really wanted to read this last year, and I really don't know why I didn't get to it. This is another one that is in my 16 books I have to read in 2016 video, which I'll link down below. I feel like I want to go back and rewatch that and see how I'm doing so far. I might make a progress update video or something so I can show you guys and I can hold myself accountable to the things I said I was gonna do. This book takes place in an Athens and Sparta type world. It sounds really interesting. Everyone that I know that read it loved it, and Sabaa Tahir is going to be at BEA, and she's going to have her second book, which I believe is called A Torch in the Night, or A Torch to the Night. I think it's A Torch in the Night. It's one of those titles. So I really want to read this one and be caught up for when the next one comes out, and I'm glad that it's closer to when that one's coming out so I won't forget anything, and yeah, I'm just very excited. And then lastly, I have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is another one that I kept flip-flopping on whether I wanted to read it or if I wanted to wait to read it until I read the Grisha trilogy. And I just keep going back and forth, but everyone that I talked to says that they really liked this series a lot more than the Grisha trilogy. And I read the first book in the Grisha trilogy and I thought it was like pretty okay, but I wasn't as in love with it as other people are. So I feel like I may as well just move on to this one and get into it, and then I'll probably even be more excited to read the rest of the Grisha trilogy. So I'm hoping that will do that. And also Leigh Bardugo is going to be at BEA and she's going to have Crooked Kingdom, which is the second book and conclusion to this duology. So again, this is another one that I really want to be caught up on and be able to like pick up the sequel right away. So those are all the books that I am planning to get to in May. I am really hoping that I will read more than that, but there is a good chance that I might not because I'm getting married and I'm going to be busy. And I'm also going to BEA, which is going to take up some time. So that will be fun. But again, that will cut into reading time. I'm really glad that I'm already ahead on my Goodreads goal for the year because I won't feel horrible if I don't read like over 10 books this month because I accounted for being busy during this time. And honestly, if I read 5 or 6 books that I am completely in love with, then I will be a very happy bookworm. So that is the goal. That's all that I have for this video. Let me know what you're planning on reading in May, and let me know if there are any books in my TBR pile that I should move toward the top. And hopefully, oh, also let me know if you're going to BEA because it would be so nice to meet anyone that's going to be there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to BookCon because I didn't really love that last year. I really liked BEA more than BookCon. So I am going to be flying out before that, but I'll be there for those 3 days. So hopefully I'll meet people and yeah, just let me know. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye!